Hi everyone, Noah here with Noah and Li Shuang. And I have to get this out of the way because I just heaved both of them onto me. He is really heavy. Um, and actually, whenever I hand him to people, that always surprises them, even if they've held her before. He's very solid. Is what I'm going to say. He's very solid. He has a lot of weight to him. Not as much as a Volks SD, obviously, but he does have a considerable amount of weight to him, and a lot of presence. So I have been having these two sitting next to each other, which has been making me think about their stories and how actually they would totally get along. Noah is I think Noah would be very blasé towards the strange things that Li Shuang sees and has to live with on a daily basis. I know I haven't talked about him much lately, so a quick little reminder. Li Shuang here isn't actually from the Curiosity Shop. She is from Wei, which is a city that's, I think the best term I came up with is, it's a city that's to cities what the Curiosity Shop is to shops. Basically anything can happen. It's actually a very dangerous place to live. But the city has its own sentiments and doesn't like people leaving. So if you try to leave, worse things are going to happen to you than if you decide to stay. Li Shuang is one of the few exceptions. Her family are the other exceptions, pretty much. In that they are allowed to leave the city and they trade with other people, particularly with the Curiosity Shop, because in a city like that, you're going to have a whole bunch of weird things that you find, and a whole bunch of weird things that you won't get off of your hands. So she often sells them at the Curiosity Shop. There we go. I also imagine that Li Shuang would find Isaac, who is Noah's ward, completely endearing and adorable. Even though, of course, Isaac would insist that he is not cute and cuddly. He is vicious and something to be feared. And then someone would start scratching behind his ear or scratching his head, and he's like, oh yes, that's fine. No, a little bit lower. Ooh, right there. And completely forget what he was saying. So that's these two. I actually, speaking of Isaac, I do have some things for him. So I'm just going to put these two down. And I still need to fix her skirt. The skirt is for a Volks Super Dolphy 10. So it fits her fine, except for the waistband is far too large. It really is. The waistband is completely ridiculously huge on her. So it often rides up. But that's a pretty easy fix. I just need to take in the fabric a little bit. But, haven't gone around to it. Our sewing machine is actually still packed up. So I really don't have any way to do any sewing, and I'm not good at hand sewing, and I don't like hand sewing at all. So that's just gonna have to wait for a little bit. Anyway, the things for Isaac. I'm actually very happy about this because none of these things are things I bought for Isaac. I actually have not bought anything specifically for Isaac mostly because I don't have him on hand. I'm. It sounds like a horrible thing to say, but I hope that I hope that the Singing Cheshire Cat does not work out for a person that I know who has him. I mean, on one hand, of course, I'm hoping that works out for her. This is such an adorable sculpt, and I know she'll do absolutely amazing things with it. On the other hand, I don't want it to work out because if it doesn't work out for her, then I can buy him. And I really want my chaotic cat boy. And like the more I think about it, the more I want him. And I know it's going to be really hard to find him on the secondhand marketplace. Even though he's a very new, soon limited doll, fact matter is, the fantasy parts I don't really care about. Except for I want the surprise head. And I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in wanting the surprise head. So I'm hoping everything works out for me and I can get him. But if it works out for my friend, then of course I'm going to be absolutely overjoyed that works out for her. There's been so many cases where it doesn't work out for her. And then she has to sell more dolls. So anyway, enough about that. These are the eyes for Isaac. They are the Soon silicone red cat eyes. They're actually, going to think about this, these are probably, I'm going to say 5 years old. And I say this because I bought this from a local seller, and I remember the precise doll that had these eyes. There's a Doll Zone Mo. I'm blanking out on the name of her character for that doll, but I do remember these eyes. And I bought them for Drew, thinking it'd be kind of cool to have her with cat eyes. It didn't work out at all, unfortunately, so I just kept my hands on these. And I'm not sure if these are the right size for the Cheshire Cat. I'm fingers crossed that they are. The other thing is a full little outfit! These are some things I had for Drew that didn't really work out. They are far too boyish, and they just don't fit her right. They never fit the original body that she was on well, and then now she has the smaller body, they literally fall off. So thinking these will work well for Isaac. I prefer if this was a t-shirt, but long sleeves will work well enough. And then these pants, these shorts are awesome. I love these so much, and I'm so glad that I'm going to have a doll that can actually wear them. And last but certainly not least, Isaac's hair. Okay, the camera, I don't know why, but this camera always washes this color out. It's a wine red brown wig from Dollheart. I got it for Kubikuru. It is very shaggy and long, but it's a really interesting color. I'm not actually sure how well it's going to work out for Isaac, so I know I might get him something else later, but I'm thinking it's a good starter wig anyway. And that's it. So I'm just going to bring back my lovely, lovely girl here, because I just love her face so much. Okay, her eyes are kind of wonky again, but she's just so lovely. So, that's it. Bye.